Alright lads, so the other day we showcased the brand new Shinji, a pretty decent character all things considered, and today we're actually showcasing the best in the banner in terms of playability, and that of course is the new version of KENSEI, who just like Shinji and Rose is also technically a secret 1000-year Blood War character. Despite this character being from the TLA arc, his soul bomb is basically right out of the fight with. But with that said, this is a character that is actually pretty good and a character you definitely want to get your hands on, mainly due to the fact that he is a link sort character for the power attribute. So using this character in your IT lobby, in your IZ lobby, or in your epic raid lobby, you are guaranteed 5 additional link sort potions. And the fact that he's a premium character makes that all better because there will be a time, lads. You don't have to get this character now, but there will be a time somewhere in the future, later down this year, or near the start of next year, where you are going to pull this character, and eventually, you're going to get duped to this character. And there will come a time where you will have this character max transcended, and with the damage output that he's going to be dishing out, it's going to allow you to clear epic raids significantly faster. So I do like that in this particular character. But other than that, in terms of skills and gameplay, this is probably the best of the 3 new characters, and mainly due to the fact that he does have a lot going for him if you really think about it. For starters, he does have Frenzy +1 with the additional 40% Berserker, and then also 40% more strong attack damage when you are at full stamina. And to help him stay at full stamina to a certain extent, he also then does come with a team party stamina recovery +20%. For your entire team, you're healing everyone. That's great. For a premium character, that's not too bad. Alongside that, he also then does 60% more damage to last-rated enemies and has a very easy time inflicting stat elements against any technique enemy. That right there is really good. Then rounding up this character, you have Long Stride, 60% Devastation, and also Frenzy +1. All of his attacks are actually pretty decent too. The only thing he's really missing, and this is what you're going to notice in the gameplay, is Havoc and also Guard Break. Alright, so we're jumping into the Yuha Epic Raid. We currently are bonus, and the boss itself is also pretty easy. But the main thing to demonstrate, of course, is the fact that he is a link sort character. Now, I do want to say, using a character with Long Stride is actually very weird in Epic Raids. I'm not sure if it's just me, but, like, I'm used to not using Long Stride. So when I use characters like this, I gotta mentally prepare where I'm going. So I'm gonna use my soul bomb there, and that will basically allow us to do significantly more damage since I did apply weakened defense, as we do have that as our bonus ability. And look at that, we're clearing it significantly faster than usual because I did use my soul bomb. Great thing too about this character is that he doesn't have a lunge attack, and lunges aren't too bad, but in epic rage you kind of want to avoid using a lunge since sometimes it can get you into trouble or in a position that you don't want to go into. In his case, his SA1 and 2 are basically AoEs in front of him. Even his SA3 is an AoE in front of him, and the fact he doesn't have guard break and also Havoc is kind of forgiven in this particular game mode, probably where you're going to be using this character the most because you don't need that extra range. You don't need guard break because the boss doesn't have any guard. But with that run, we got a quick 40-second run, and then look at that. We're getting all those additional pots, 40 plus almost guaranteed every single run, all because we used a bunch of links of characters. So KENSEI is fitting right in when it comes to epic raid content. And jumping into another run, I do want to mention the fact that KENSEI's damage output is actually really high. As we already demonstrated, he has a 40% Berserker with Frenzy +1, and then also 40% more strong attack damage as long as you can stay at full stamina, which for the most part, especially in a raid like this, is actually quite easy. And because of that, it does allow KENSEI to be one of the hardest hitting characters when it comes to power links for characters. Because as of right now, if you look at our lobby, most of them don't do that like big amounts of damage. Kokuto doesn't have a high Berserker. Ruroka doesn't have a high bruiser. Nozomi's pretty good, but damage-wise, she isn't anything too insane. And Momo also has a lower than usual bruiser. She's just making up for it with the boost and also the fact that she does have killer right now. But when it comes to KENSEI, you know, he has the highest damage output. So if you are looking for a power character that kind of just help you clear epic raids significantly faster and get those extra drops, KENSEI is going to be a character. And that's why I like this particular character, because power needs his help. Honestly, as someone that has like 70, 80,000 plus link slots in every single attribute, I know what attributes are the worst to farm, and by far the one of the worst ones is the power one. Right now it's good, again, because Mum was a bonus, but usually this is the one that takes longer than usual, just because of how not bad the other Linkshot characters are, but more so just compared to other attributes, their damage output just doesn't really compete. So yeah, having a character like this just be able to do a lot of damage with their strong attacks is great in my opinion. It's a needed character for this particular attribute, and the faster people can start picking up their own KENSEI, the better it's going to be for everyone when we start farming Linkshot potions, because you're going to be clearing it significantly faster. Especially if we're trying to play next month where the boss has like significantly more HP, like 50 million. It's going to be needed. It's going to be needed. But this run is going quite well. Everyone's using their soul bomb. I believe people are activating their weakened defense, so we are able to clear faster than usual here. And it's also worth mentioning, of course, that KENSEI does do more damage to lacerated enemies. So again, the more KENSEIs you have, the better, because then everyone can start doing that 60% more damage. And then with that, we got another very fast clear time. So the 3 runs that we did there, under 1 minute time. Everyone's doing their work, but KENSEI again demonstrating that he is a great character and an amazing addition, in my opinion, to the power attribute when it comes to farming link shot potions. In that case, it was a 32-second run, and look at all those additional pots. Absolutely lovely. Alright, so now jumping into Inheritance Trials, let's actually demonstrate how this character does perform in normal PvE content. So, again, one thing you got to keep in mind with this particular character is that he has no havoc. So you will notice that sometimes you might miss a strong attack or two, but after playing with this character, you can kind of prepare for that. The long stride is great as it does allow us to get in and out of combat quite quick, and it also allows us to get to the extra stages a tad bit faster. But what you're seeing here, at least in single player IT, is that damage-wise, he's doing some respectable damage, to be fair, and then we can just like get in and out of combat real quick. The strong attacks are quite nice. His SA1 being a little AoE in front of him, I do like it. And then his SA2 being another AoE in front of him. This time it's a beam forwards. And then it's SA3 being a kind of like vacuum vortex. It sucks everyone in and then just does a tad bit extra damage. Kit-wise, it's not bad. I actually do like it. The strong attack play off each other quite well. And then again, what we are seeing here is that we do have an increased chance of inflicting a status event against any technique enemy, regardless of killer. And that allows him, to a certain extent, to be used in quests like this. And despite him not having guard break, which is slowing us down just a tad bit, honestly doesn't matter that much. Like, we would have killed that if we had guard break, and it definitely would have been preferred if he had guard break, but it's not that big a deal in my opinion. And then we're already jumping into the final room where we can just grab the soul bomb. Let's just use that SA3 though, and the SA3 cleared up. Not bad, honestly. So you can use this character in IT, even though he does have a captain killer. It can be useful against this particular sort of quest when you are going against captain enemies, especially in co-op quests. But playtime wasn't too bad. Let's try one more run though. Alright, so this time we're going to try and speedrun the quest. Let's go back here. Let's use our SA2. Enter the SA1. Absolutely lovely. And then try and group everyone up there. Definitely like his SA1, I'm not going to lie. I know it's just a distant area in front of him. It's just a small radius, but it plays quite well with his visuals. Inflated the last right there with our Nad String. Absolutely beautiful. The strong attacks are coming back quite fast, and that allows us to do a bit of damage. Use my Soul Bomb there just to kind of clear this room faster than usual. And now my strong attacks are back. So what we are seeing here with the range that we do have, for the most part, we're only clearing one wave of our strong attacks, which isn't ideal, but that's what no havoc does to you, right? But there we go. Use our SA1 there. They go down. We can grab our Soul Bomb and then finish up the Renji. Not too bad. Not too bad. And remember, lads, we don't have killer here. To be fair, though, we're never going to have killer only against the bosses. But 54-second clear time honestly isn't too bad. Like, KENSEI, I'm not personally ever going to use him as a carry, but you could. If you are a KENSEI fan, you can do that. And that's the main thing to look about this character, is that, remember, he is being held back like every other premium mid-month character is being held back by the fact they are a mid-month premium character. So because of that, they are lacking some, you know, vital skills, in my opinion, like Havoc plus 20%, but given the fact that he doesn't have Havoc, given the fact that he doesn't have a technical usable PvE killer, he performs quite well in this PvE type of content, and the fact that he offers you those extra bit of drops is actually really good, especially if you are a KENSEI fan, because this is a character that you can get a lot of usage out of. Hypothetically, if we ever were to get an Aaroniero, I would prefer Aaroniero to get kind of the KENSEI treatment. Be a link store character, also be really good in IT if you do invest into this character, and at the same time, also be a pretty good arena character. Because jumping into an arena game, what you will notice here is that, again, this character was designed for arena. And we can see that by the fact that he does have, you know, the long stride. He does pick up a few extra skills if you do work on this particular character. And this is where the character starts to shine. Now, remember, he does have a pretty good damage output with his 40% Berserker, Frenzy plus 1, 40% more damage when at full stamina, and also 60% more damage to lacerated enemies. Well, in arena, if you get him to arena level 5, which is very easily done, he then picks up Frenzy plus 2. So he is going to be hitting it very hard. Despite his lack of range, we can use our SA3 there, and look at that. We have Captain Killer. This is where the kill is more appropriate. You do actually go against quite a few captains. In this case, as you can see here, we would one-shot the Kirishiki, but unfortunately, he used a strong attack. Can use my Soul Bomb right there. We can get in and out of combat with our long stride flash depth. That's actually really good. And then we also get the start power item plus 2. So we are able to start with 66% extra stats right from the get-go, and that allows this character to be quite a good DPS character. Fast 2, like I mentioned before in the normal PvE gameplay, is that his gameplay is quite smooth, and it's even smoother in arena in my opinion. And we're getting a lot of boosts here. We are getting very, very lucky. What is going on? At this point now, with Frenzy plus 2 in the damage output that we have, even if we're not at full stamina, we're basically just one-shot at this point. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that SA1, how fast it comes out, is just really fun and smooth just to use. Especially when it one-shots. Look at that, that's beautiful. And we are absolutely dominating these lot. Kurashiki, come on, look at that damage. Absolutely insane. It's It's rare to see Kuroshikis, to be fair, but still, it's not going to be that rare to find captains. And if you do find captains, that's where this Kensei is going to shine even more. And in that particular quest, we had +9s all stats, bro. That is absolutely insane. We almost had the +10. We just missed the box because we didn't have the Havoc. But honestly, in Arena, he performs quite well. So that's the main thing to take away from this character. Despite him being a mid-ban premium character that, of course, has his shortcomings with no guard break, no Havoc, for example, and I guess not even like a really good killer, Caleb made him quite a usable character. So if I was a Kensei fan, I'd be quite happy with this particular character because you can use him in a lot of different places. Like I mentioned, given the fact that he has that increased chance of inflicting stat elements against any technique enemy, you can take him into inheritance trials. Because he is a Linkster character with a high damage output, you can take him into epic raids, and when it comes to the Linkster characters, he is going to be the one that deals the most damage the fastest. So he's pretty much like the best Linkster character used for the power attribute, and then you can also take him into Arena, and he's a really fun and enjoyable character in that game mode too. So this character overall for a mid-ban premium character is pretty good, has a lot of usability, and with that said, that was the video for today. Massive shout out to Envy for letting me use their account to showcase this particular Kensei. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.